chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
He's number one right now. Number one. This is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Floyd Mayweather has officially broken his silence regarding his comeback in 2026. He confirmed that before that return, he will step into the ring this year for a highly anticipated exhibition against Mike Tyson. However, Mayweather was quick to stress that the Tyson bout is purely for entertainment and will not count as a professional fight. What truly turned heads, though, was his revelation that following Tyson, he is preparing for a potential professional showdown with Terence Crawford. According to Mayweather, serious talks are underway to make a fully sanctioned fight happen, and both he and his team are pushing hard to secure his official return to the sport.
Everything is going great. You know, I feel good. Working hard each and every day, and I can't wait for 2026.
Whenever dream fight discussions arise in boxing, Floyd Mayweather's name inevitably takes center stage. Even in retirement, his presence looms over the sport, sparking endless debates about how he would fare against today's champions. Recently, Robert Garcia weighed in, offering a sobering reality check on the hypothetical matchup of Mayweather versus Terence Crawford. Garcia pointed out that while Mayweather's career is stacked with legendary wins and unmatched success, he never achieved what Crawford and Manny Pacquiao did, becoming undisputed champions. That said, Garcia admitted his admiration for Floyd's skill, aura, and legacy would still make him lean toward picking Mayweather in such a fantasy clash.
He doesn't need it anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed. Is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. You know, there's still greats out there. There's still, you know, his era or last era, you know, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, you know, already accomplished more. Pacquiao was 8 divisions, so we could argue there because Pacquiao was 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Garcia went further, highlighting the historic achievements that separate Crawford from the rest. Crawford unified every title in his division, something Mayweather never did. Manny Pacquiao also earned recognition across multiple weight classes, achieving feats that added to his undisputed legacy. Garcia noted this as the one missing piece in Mayweather's otherwise flawless resume. Still, he insisted that Floyd's defensive mastery, impeccable timing, and unmatched ring IQ remain levels above most fighters in history. In Garcia's eyes, Crawford may be one of the sport's most complete athletes, but he would still give the edge to Floyd if they ever squared off.
Probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. You know, fucking that's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. You know, all these new things going on. I think it's gonna be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Addo provided a different angle, emphasizing that there are 2 versions of Floyd Mayweather, both legendary in their own right. First, Pretty Boy Floyd, the young, fearless fighter who overwhelmed opponents with speed, aggression, and dazzling combinations. Then came Money Mayweather, the businessman and defensive genius who turned boxing into a billion-dollar empire. Addo described Floyd as a visionary who crafted both his fighting style and public image, ensuring both personas carried their own influence. Pretty Boy thrilled fans with knockouts, while Money captivated global audiences with tactical brilliance and blockbuster events. Together, they cemented Mayweather not just as a fighter, but as one of the architects of boxing's modern business model.
Sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom. But sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking, I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then, and I get it. I get it, all right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm gonna work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm gonna work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya fights, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was, look, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Former champion Zab Judah, who once fought Mayweather, did not hesitate to crown Terence Crawford as the star of this era. He pointed out that every generation has its defining fighter, and right now, that mantle belongs to Crawford. Judah reminded fans of the time Canelo Alvarez himself admitted that Crawford might actually be better than Floyd, a statement he believes should not be ignored. Judah praised Crawford's dominance across multiple weight classes, his complete fighting style, and the fact that no opponent has found a way to crack his code. While honoring Floyd's legacy, Judah insisted this era belongs to Crawford, and he deserves recognition as the #1 fighter today.
Right now, #1. This is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, that, he know.
Yeah.
If anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know.
Too early? You'd like to see a rematch?
Rematch will always sound good. But in a rematch, it'll be the same thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Matter of fact, in a rematch, I'm predicting stoppage earlier.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, I think so.
Trainer Breadman Edwards took a more pragmatic stance, dismissing the idea of Floyd versus Crawford altogether. He argued that these comparisons unfairly overshadow Crawford's current success. In his view, Crawford deserves to be celebrated for his achievements now, not constantly pulled into hypothetical battles with legends of the past. Edwards even suggested that if Floyd wanted a crossover spectacle, a fight with Roy Jones Jr. would make more sense given their star power and fan intrigue. For Edwards, dragging Crawford into such fantasy matchups only diminishes the historical weight of his present accomplishments. Instead, he believes boxing should let Crawford stand as the symbol of greatness in his own time.
See, never gonna get this fight, unfortunately. Just two different generations. And I'm not necessarily asking you who would win, but if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as yeah, that's 50-50, man? I don't know. Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, in competitive guys, next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, and I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, how the fights will go, and, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy, they two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it. You know what I mean?
Sean Porter reacted to the buzz around the Mayweather vs. Tyson announcement by calling it closer to a street fight than a boxing match. He explained that genuine bad blood exists between the two, with long-standing grudges fueling the tension. Because of this, Porter doubted whether boxing regulators would sanction the event in any official capacity. While acknowledging the spectacle's potential to draw attention, he also warned it risks crossing dangerous lines. Porter expressed concern that such exhibitions turn into chaos rather than sport, a sentiment echoed by several analysts who criticized the growing trend of legends like Floyd, Tyson, and even Jake Paul headlining exhibition spectacles.
I don't see this one coming unless you know the history of these two guys.
Yeah, they don't like each other too much, do they, Sean?
When you look at the history, it's kind of like for a street fight. It doesn't make sense for like a in-the-ring situation, and so it's kind of like, I guess for the sake of words, crazier things have happened, and then now you have to say, well, no, it doesn't get crazier than this.
Yeah, you're not kidding, right? You know, obviously we watched Mike Sean in November against Jake Paul. I think clearly those guys like each other. Floyd and Mike, not so much. Obviously, there's been some tension there over the years. Do you think they go in there despite the fact that this is an exhibition fight? I mean, do they go in there and do they both try and take each other out?
I don't know what that fight looks like. And, you know, that kind of was my biggest apprehension with coming on with you guys today. It was like, how do you analyze what a fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather could look like, right? So then you think about when Floyd got in the ring with Big Show. We already know, like, we know now more than we've ever known before that the WWE is fake. It's kind of like acceptable. But it wouldn't be acceptable in a boxing, you know? It wouldn't be acceptable if there becomes some sort of weird antics and things like that. I mean, I guess I'll have to do what I did once before with Mike and Jake, and I'm gonna go on record for saying this doesn't happen.
You think it falls apart sometime before?
This doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know how you can make it make sense. I don't know how you can make this one make sense.
And to your point, they may have it, but if they have it, they haven't said it yet. There's no date for the fight, no location that's been announced. So,
right.
Joe Rogan added his perspective, focusing on the personal animosity between Floyd and Tyson. According to Rogan, Floyd has harbored dislike for Mike dating back decades, and that tension could explode if they ever share the ring. He speculated that Floyd, usually known for his cautious and defensive style, might abandon that approach and chase a knockout to settle the feud once and for all. While Mayweather rarely sought knockouts late in his career, Rogan stressed that raw emotion can change everything. The possibility of Floyd fighting with bad intentions, aiming to make a statement against Tyson, is what makes the matchup so intriguing even if it never materializes.
Stuff like this? No, I didn't like the Jake-Mike fight. I told you guys that. I didn't think Mike should have been fighting then. I don't think he should be fighting now. I don't like the fact that Jake and Gervonta are fighting when Gervonta's a sitting champion. At least these two are retired, but this is an indication, and I've said this over and over, of where boxing is. That this will probably have a ton of intrigue, but it's almost like the WWE rolling out Stone Cold Steve Austin or rest in peace Hulk Hogan whenever they need a big-time pop. Whenever they need to get the crowd energized because their current stars just aren't hitting the same. This is what boxing feels like right now. Boxing feels like Antiques Roadshow. Honestly, this kind of stuff, that's what it feels like. And again, it's the spectacle, it's the entertainment value, and it is the era of the unpredictable, as Mike says there, but it's not good. I can tell you that, it is not good. This is why we need people like Turkey Al-Sheikh, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, hell, Dana White to come into boxing and fix this shit, because stuff like this and Jake and Gervonta is kind of the norm now. Mike says, I still can't believe Floyd really wants to do this. He added, it's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it, so it's signed and it's happening. It's not even believable to hear Mike talk like that. Because yes, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he'd be right. But we saw Mike struggle to walk into the ring versus Jake. And yeah, Mike was dangerous enough for Jake not to engage with him. But Jake, not engaging with him, just circled and jabbed his way to the ending of an exhibition where both guys get their hand raised, and we all feel like, yeah, that wasn't a fight because clearly Mike is not the same, and clearly Jake did not want to take that extra step to try to actually put him away.
Ariel Helwani wrapped things up with a more practical take. He argued that most insiders see the Mayweather-Tyson clash as nothing more than a high-profile exhibition designed for entertainment and money. Importantly, Helwani suggested the Tyson fight might simply serve as a warm-up before Mayweather targets a legitimate return against Terence Crawford. By framing Tyson as a sideshow, Helwani redirected attention to the bigger story, Floyd's possible comeback to sanctioned competition, with Crawford standing as the ultimate challenge.
Really? So they're not trying to knock each other out?
No, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather don't like each other. They have not liked each other forever.
Tyson and Mayweather.
Yes,
But they like
Mike
money.
Tyson and Mayweather don't like each other. If there's a fight that might be real, like where Mike Tyson might say, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out, or I'm going to try to knock this motherfucker out.
It would be Floyd? They wouldn't fight.
Yeah, because if you look at like the Jake Paul fight,
They're
no
fighting.
disrespect, and if you look at the Roy Jones fight, no disrespect, they look like they were sparring.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like there was agreements made.
Yeah.
Working. I do not know if Mike would honor any of those agreements if there was a moment
They've
to
had beef
crack.
for years.
Yeah, if there was a moment to really, could he hit him? I mean, that little motherfucker can move still at 50 years old. He's so slick.
Yep.
He's still in shape. He's still fit.
They're both old as fuck.
Old as fuck.
But this is the boxing.
How old is Mayweather?
67.
Dude, Bernard
49?
Hopkins was
49.
still at the best in the world at 50.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible.
That doesn't mean shit, though. With this. Because he was active fighting contenders.
Kentucky's got Gomez on the ground.
You're talking about two retired guys.
Yeah.
Fighting the
that's
exhibition.
so
It's just
weird.
money grabs.
It's so weird,
Yeah, it is weird. It's money grabs. I don't like it, but it's fun. You know, it's something to watch.
I'll hate on it, but I'll tune in.
Yeah, I'll tune in. It's, you know, but it's not really fighting.
So Jake Paul's not
Entertainment.
going to actually be trying to knock out Gervonta Davis.
There's a reason it says exhibition.
If I had a guess. The event itself would be a world-class venue, be presented to a global audience with new in-ring technology elements that will reshape how boxing is presented and scoring is achieved for years to come. What does that mean?
That shit has Abu Dhabi written all over
What
it.
does that mean? This is Tyson versus Mayweather. What does that mean? Where are they doing that? Are they doing that in Saudi Arabia?
But of course.
But of course.
Because they have all the money.
My friend.
And they just go, what do
Yeah.
you want to see? I'd always like to see Floyd Tyson.
Who wants to fight an alligator?
And Mayweather has been out of the spotlight for a lot longer now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's interest.
Does it happen, GC?
No.
No.
Which has more of a chance of happening, Connor? White House card or
White House card
Mayweather?
seems to be happening. I got to eat my crow on that one. It's
Yeah.
tough. Tyson Floyd.
No chance.
Also, even if it does happen, it's just like, who really cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's not them at their highest level. It's an exhibition. Everybody will clown on it when it eventually does happen.
There is a way that exhibitions can be fun. Tyson versus Roy Jones was actually like the best version of that, right? An exhibition that like I thought was exciting, delivered for the fans, but also that was so long ago for Mike Tyson. The version that we
It was
saw
like
against,
early 50s.
Yeah, the version that we saw against Jake Paul just can't
Against
do it
the
anymore.
guy around his size, too. Floyd Mayweather is not that.
Roy's pretty small, but
So
no, not as small as Floyd though.
Yeah, Roy fought at heavyweight at one time.
Yeah, Floyd is very small.
Mike Roy was super interesting. It was in the, very kind of early stages of the pandemic.
Yeah.
8 months in, but we were
Yeah.
still kind of dark and depressed at that point. And like Tyson hadn't fought. It was nostalgic. It was Roy. Okay, so I got the appeal. I got the appeal of Jake because he was so much younger and he's, a novice compared to Tyson. I don't know. Okay, now what's the appeal here? You know what I mean? What's the hook?
Two of the greatest boxers ever to fight each other.
Just, I feel like we just saw that with Tyson and Roy. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the same hook.
I feel like Tyson and Roy didn't have the same, vast reach that
was a
Jake
big
Paul
deal.
versus...
That concludes today's breakdown. Stay tuned for more updates as the story around Floyd Mayweather's return and the potential clash with Terence Crawford continues to unfold.